Hello friends, welcome to this channel. In today's video, we will cover a crucial topic for any Azure interview, and the topic name is Azure Automation. So, if you are preparing for any Azure related job or want to deepen your understanding of the automation within the Azure ecosystem, you are at the right place. Here we will explore some of the most common interview questions and provide the detailed answer to help you grasp and the core concept of the Azure automation. From automating cloud infrastructure tasks to improving the efficiency and reducing the manual intervention, this video will guide you through and as essential. So stay tuned as we break down how Azure Automation simplifies the management tasks, streamline the processes, and improve the operational consistency in the cloud. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable interview insights and tech tips. So let's dive in. So the question can be, what is Azure Automation and how is it used? So for that, answer should be Azure Automation is a cloud-based service that allow you to automate the task across the Azure and the non-Azure environment. And it also help us to managing the resources by automating the frequent, time-consuming, and the error-prone tasks such as the configuration management, update management, workflow automation, and that can be done by using the PowerShell and the Python runbook. Azure automation also improves the operational efficiency and it ensures the consistency in the administrative processes. How does Azure automation help with cloud management? So Azure automation basically help to streamline the cloud management by automating the routine and the complex tasks like start, stop the VMs, managing the configuration, updating the software and deploying the application. It also reduces the manual intervention, it minimizes the error and it also improves the overall efficiency in managing the cloud infrastructure. Can we explain the component of the Azure automation? So there are mainly five components of the Azure automation: runbook, automation accounts, assets, update management, and configuration management. Let's understand one by one. So in the runbook is nothing but a script or the workflow that is written into the PowerShell or the Python to automate the process. What is automation accounts? Automation accounts is a container that stores the resources like runbook, credentials, and the schedules. Assets Assets are the reusable resources like credentials, variables, and the certificate that are used within the runbook. Update management is basically automate the patching of the window and the Linux system across the hybrid environment. What is configuration management? So configuration management basically automate the management and the maintenance of the consistent configuration across the servers. What are the runbooks in the Azure automation and what types are available? So runbooks are the core element for Azure automation, okay, that define the scripts or the workflow to automate the task. The types of runbook available are the graphical runbook, PowerShell runbook, Python runbook, graphical PowerShell workflow runbook, and PowerShell workflow runbook. So what is graphical runbook? Graphical runbook is basically created using a drag and drop interface to define the workflow. PowerShell runbook basically written in the PowerShell script, so that's why it named as a PowerShell runbook. Similarly, Python script is also written Python runbook is also written in the Python script for the Linux based automation. Graphical PowerShell workflow runbook, basically it is created using the PowerShell workflow with a graphical interface. And last one is the PowerShell workflow runbook. It runs on the PowerShell workflow for handling the complex automation. What is the difference between the Azure automation and the Azure logic apps? So Azure Automation basically focus on the managing and automating the infrastructure data related to the task using the scripts, and the script can be PowerShell or the Python. Whereas Azure Logic App is designed for integrating the services and automating the workflow, and it is also useful for automating the business process across the multiple services. Azure Automation is mainly used for the infrastructure automation, while Logic App handles the application level automation. So that is the difference between the Azure Automation and the Azure Logic Apps. What is desired state configuration in Azure Automation? Desired state configuration is also denoted as DSC. So DSC is a declarative configuration management tool in the Azure Automation, and it ensures that systems are configured correctly and remain in a desired state. It automatically monitors the environment for compliance and also apply the corrective actions so that if any configuration drift are detected. How do you configure a schedule for a runbook in Azure Automation? So to schedule a runbook, you need to first create a schedule in the automation account. You need to specify the frequency and the time for the runbook to trigger. Then for the schedule in the desired runbook, you need to specify whatever parameter is required. And it also ensures that runbook run automatically at the schedule interval without any manual intervention. That is automation. Can Azure Automation be used with non-Azure environments? Yes. Azure Automation also support the hybrid environment that include the on-premise or the cloud environment. So using the hybrid runbook worker, you can execute the runbook on a local resources like on-premise server, and Azure Automation can manage these resources through a secure connections. What is a hybrid runbook worker in the Azure Automation? So hybrid runbook worker is a feature that allow runbook to be executed on the server that are outside of the Azure. It can be on-premise environment also, and it also enable the to automate the processes on the machine that are not directly accessible from the Azure. It provides a hybrid automation solution for managing the cloud and the on-premise resources. How does Azure Automation handle the credentials and the sensitive information? So Azure Automation allow you to securely store the credentials, certificate, and other sensitive data as a asset within the Azure Automation account. And these assets are encrypted and can be referenced securely within the runbook to perform the task that require any access for the sensitive resources or the services. What is the role of update management in the Azure Automation? So update management is a feature that within the Azure Automation that automate the process of patching both Windows and the Linux system. It also helps to identify if there is any missing update, scheduling the patch deployment, and reporting on the compliance of the system for the security and the software updates. How does Azure Automation handles the error reporting and the logging? So Azure Automation provides the detailed logging and error reporting through its inbuilt and the diagnostic tool. Each runbook log at every step it executes, and any errors occurred are captured within the output logs. So these logs can be accessed from the Azure portal or integrated with the services like Azure Monitor or the Log Analytics for the advanced monitoring and the alerting. How can you manage the role-based access control RBAC in the Azure Automation? So role-based access control in the Azure automation is used to manage who can create, edit or execute the runbook within a automation account. So by assigning the specific roles such as automation operator, automation contributor or automation administrator, you can control the access and ensure that only authorized users can perform the automation task. Next question is, how does Azure Automation integrate with the Azure Monitor? So Azure Automation basically integrate with the Azure Monitor to provide the centralized monitoring and the alerting for the task. And by configuring the runbook, we can send the logs and the performance metrics to the Azure Monitor, where you can track the status of the automation jobs, receive the alerts on the failures, and analyze the performance trend. What is the use of webhook in the Azure automation? This is a very important question. So webhook in the Azure automation are used to trigger the runbook from the external system. When a webhook is created, it basically generates a unique URL that can be called by the external services or the application, and it initiates the associated runbook without requiring any authentication. So it is very useful for the event driven automation. How would you use the Azure automation for disaster recovery? So Azure automation can be integrated into the disaster recovery strategy by automating the tasks such as backup, failover and the restoration. Runbook can be created to trigger the disaster recovery actions, and it also ensure that rapid response during any outage. Okay, and it also minimize the downtime and system continuity it maintain for the business perspective. Can Azure automation be used for the cost optimization? Yeah, you can use the Azure automation for the cost optimization. So how it is helpful for the cost optimization? Let's understand. So Azure automation can help with the cost optimization by automating the start stop of the VM based on the usage schedule, managing the resource provisioning and automating the scaling operations. And these actions basically help them minimize the unnecessary resources consumption, and it also reduce the operational cost. Next question is, how do you use the secure Azure automation runbooks and ensure they don't run unauthorized actions? So to secure the Azure automation runbook, definitely you need to implement the role-based access control that will limit that who can edit or execute the runbook. And you can also use the second approach using the Azure key vault that will securely store the sensitive data like credential and the secrets. And you can configure the runbook to check the permission before executing the actions or auditing the runbook execution logs that help to ensure the security. Next question is, what is the difference between the Azure automation and the PowerShell automation? So Azure automation is basically cloud-based service that can be executed by using the PowerShell script, and it manages the hybrid environment, integrate with the Azure services, while the PowerShell automation is typically executed on premises and on the specific server. Second is, Azure automation basically offers the cloud stability, secure credential storage and integration that PowerShell automation alone doesn't provide. Next question is, how do you troubleshoot a failing runbook in the Azure automation? So to troubleshoot a failing runbook, you need to first examine the runbook job logs in the Azure portal to check for the errors or the failed steps. And for that you also need to check the output logs for any exceptions or the incorrect parameters. If needed, you need to run the script locally to identify the issues and modify the runbook accordingly. So thanks friend for watching this video, and I truly appreciate that you taking your time to watch this video, and your support, it means so much for me. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe and stay updated with more great content like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and feel free to suggest any topics that you like to see in the future. So thanks again for being a part of this journey. Thank you so much.